lovely to see you again.
Lovely
and
to see you too.
congratulations on this film,
Thank
because
you.
I feel even just you being in it is just opening it up to a whole world of people. So that's pretty amazing. But when it's in French, do you connect with material more so than it being in English or anything else?
That's a great question, actually. I have a kind of a split personality by now because it's such a different structure, acting in English and acting in French. English is more expensive. It's not the same architecture.
Right.
So it feels like it's the same job, but it's a completely different universe. And so I react to the same depth and intensity, but in complete different ways. It's like, when you fall in love with a person, you feel like you're never going to be in love again.
Yeah.
And then you fall in love again with the same intensity or higher, but in a completely different way. It's how I feel about both. I just... now, before it was just the French, but now they're kind of on the same level for different reasons.
That's a great way of putting it, to understand it. Really good way. How much were you aware of Bruno before you came to... Because he's very well known, I guess.
Not so much, actually.
Oh, really?
I didn't know him. My, socialist uncle knew him, a few people in my family, but no, before Melanie brought the book to my attention, I didn't know him.
He's like the nice criminal. What's he? The gentleman robber is maybe what they called him. I don't.
We had Mesrine at the same period, and we called him public enemy number one, and so he was being called public friend number one.
I like that. Wouldn't mind being public friend.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility on Instagram, though.
Probably, yes. Did you learn, though, much from him, maybe about how to get your own way? Because he seemed to do that a lot.
Yeah, it is inspiring. He lived in times back then it was different. Rules were different. Everything was more open and possible. The fact that you could just walk into a jewelry store, take the thing, and be like bye, or enter a prison to just deliver your friend from the main entrance you cannot do that anymore. Everything's more
Controlled.
barricaded.
Yeah.
Can you say that? When I left the movie, I definitely had I felt like I wanted to not do something bad, but I kind of wanted to flirt with danger a bit, on a sense of, and even preparing the movie, I wanted to enter a supermarket and do a fake heist and be like with a water gun, but I was it can be either genius instead of inspiration, or just go to jail and bring problems to the production just for a kiwi on a watermelon.
Is that what you would take? A kiwi? I love that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring something very sweet and cute, so in case I get arrested or it gets sour, I'm like, I'm doing research for a movie.
Exactly. But you got to do the next best thing. We get to see you doing it anyway on screen.
True.
It was very cute. But we see there's so much heart in this movie, which you just don't expect when you're watching a film about a criminal, which he is, essentially. And I love the relationship as well that he had with his girlfriend, Annie. And you see, them taking pictures of each other and things like that. And I'm curious, he would be, if he was still here today, a very good Instagram boyfriend. You know what an Instagram boyfriend is? Would you be a good Instagram boyfriend in the same way?
I think if Annie really needed that, he would do it for her. But he's definitely too rebellious to. He would hate social media. He would hate it.
Money's no object for him at this point. He's stolen so much, and he treats himself to different things. If money was no object, what would you treat yourself to?
I guess I would love to have some kind of Switzerland house lost in a on a
chalet
on a hill, not a chalet, not as fancy, but something a bit more farmy.
Ah.
On a hill, I just see grass, I just see a little river, and just permaculture, planting, solar, everything independent. And
you're very into nature, though, aren't you?
I think you are too. You are too if you listen to your instincts. We all are. We just refuse to see the connection. But it's the best way to recharge. It's the best way to be, because we live in the city and we're never barefoot, for example, on the ground in the grass. When you're in Paris or London, I feel like it's harder to you're barefoot at home, but not. There's a literal energy coming through your feet from the ground if you take time to just put your feet on the grass. So that's one of the things we cut ourselves from, and there's many other things like that. So yeah, nature is important.
I was in Tuscany the other day and I was like, this is just the greatest. Like, that's where I would want to
Don't say Tuscany in this room. We haven't had any vacation in months.
It's all right. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. And listen, we have seen you now. We see you act in English, obviously, and I mean in Paris, in French. And I definitely, like I said, I think you being in this film would bring it to a huge audience as well. Do you think you would do any films in any other languages? Because you know Italian as well, right? And Spanish, I think. And also Japanese, I heard that. So you have a world of opportunities.
Japanese, I cannot act in Japanese, but I'm still taking lessons. I have a private teacher.
Wow.
And she comes at home and we have a 2-hour conversation. I'm still at the beginning. I've been shooting back to back, so I haven't been very present lately, but I'm still at the, watashi wa Lucasan desu phase of just presenting and stuff like that. But Italian, I'm definitely considering it because since I lived in Italy when I was 8, it comes naturally without an accent. So I would love to do a. I've been thinking about it lately, so I will do it.
I wish I could speak other languages. Just very poor French is what I can.
It's actually amazing how there's something that opens when you realize. I realized at a young age, not that I had anything to do with it, because I followed my father, who started playing in Parma in Italy, and they put me in an Italian school, and which sounded like such a bad idea at the time, but now I'm kind of glad it did. And in a month, I was speaking Italian without an accent, because you're a sponge when you're at that age. And it opened up something, made me realize how, you have access to so much more in this world, And we kind of walk through this forest of symbols, and we're trying to decipher them through the medium of our educations and traumas, and the more language you get, the more the world starts to, structure and shape before your eyes. So I kind of got thirsty for more languages. Yeah,
the world is more open now, I think, to films in other languages. So
yes, I don't think the States are ready for subtitles yet, but they're slowly getting to it.
Well, Parasite won Best Film at the Oscars, so you never know.
Absolutely.
So maybe.
I mean, the artist was mute. I mean, it was about.
So we're getting there.
So it's just little panels and then subtitles, but. My friends are like, I dubbed it in English, but I think you always lose a bit of the performance.
No, I prefer in the original language.
Good. This is how I watch my South Korean movies.
Absolutely,
it's the best.
Same, and they're great as well.
Yeah.
But this is great too, Lucas. So thank you so much, and good luck with it. Nice to see you again.
Thank you for making time.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.